We've got involved in spinning, drag racing, circuit racing, oval racing, car shows, statics, etc., etc. The Joburg spinning culture is more on that E30 base, but if you look at Cape Town, it's a different kind of base. German versus Jap, you will get to experience my limbo, which we've dubbed Scrape Alley. Basically, it is to see how low a car can go.
I was going to ask how.
What they do is they have coilovers and they turn the coils down to make it as low as possible. They alter the top shock mount so that the car can go lower. You got guys even knocking the roof down. Please understand that these cars are for limbo only. They're not driven on the streets, etc. Bringing the youth more into the car scene, taking them away from the other elements which we'll leave out, but more drawing them in, showing them that here is something that you can do. You don't have to have a lot of money. Just get involved, show up every day and keep doing that every day.
On a Wednesday morning, around this time, we dedicate our time specifically to our very own Mr. Ismail Peck, who, of course, is the CEO of WOMZA, and he's here to give us an insight as far as our Motorsport Weekly is concerned, what's going on in the world of motorsports. As we know, he never comes in alone. He always has an interesting guest that also has a different insight, a different knowledge as far as our motorsports is concerned. And today, he did come with a very special gentleman who has something special to share as far as our motorsports is concerned, as far as car shows is concerned. So we'll dive into that conversation in a short while. But firstly, Mr. Ismail, how are you doing, my senior man?
Morning, everyone. I hope you're all good today. It's not so cold anymore, so it's feeling better outside.
I don't think you should say anymore. It's not so cold now, today. I know. There's another 2 or 3 cold fronts that are still coming.
No, man.
Yeah, so
don't do that. Don't do
we're
that.
definitely in for a long, cold winter. But nonetheless, I assume you've been doing well. You seem
I'm doing very well.
Ready to go?
Yes. Last week we had our first test run on our drag strip, which was something out of this world. It was our first official test day. It was last week Thursday, and I had SouthSideCrew's out with their guys to come and test their cars, just so that we can check the length of a track, the stopping distance, the safety, all that kind of stuff before we host our event. And things are looking absolutely awesome for our first, what do you call it? What do we say when it's a first event?
Inaugural event.
Event. There we go. So that's the 8th of June, and that's all we're excited about right now. And
8th of June is around the corner. Just
next week Sunday.
Week and halfway.
Next week Sunday.
Time is really going by real quick.
When am I going to see you guys sit up there?
On the 8th of June, sir. In fact, we'll come 2 days before and we'll set up.
Feroza, don't ignore me.
That's for Rosa in full agreement. Of course, we are going to be there. I know the last event we went to, we definitely had a good time out there. And more than having a good time out there, it's the knowledge that we gain from being at these events. It's the networks we gain from being at these events. It almost propels us into a better direction going forward. Because I know should these events repeat themselves in the next show, it's almost like a come in there, you set up, and you're already in communication with everybody else, and you're part of the network. And I think which is one thing that you've done really well in the Motoring Sport Network, is you've connected everybody else that has a gap to fill into that environment. And I think that on its own allows the industry to grow as well.
And if I look at you guys got your own audience. I think your own audience never knew about racing the way they know now. Yeah. Because every week we just got something to say about motor racing, motorsport in this country, and it's getting more and more appealing to people. And I know there's some people that even want to go for drives now around Swartkops or around our track, And it's getting the word out there, and we'll just make it bigger and better all the time.
Yes, sir. I did speak about some interesting guests that you bring with every week. Of course, last week you brought a representative, a salesperson from McLaren, and that was quite insightful, not only for myself, but also for our listeners as well. As we got some insight and some aspirational insight that getting a McLaren is not as expensive as we think it is. So that insight last week was quite important. This week he brought another gentleman who's wearing an interesting hoodie. You might leave without that hoodie. Let you do the introduction.
Let me do the intro for him, right? So I met this guy in 2000, I think, or even late 90s. Yeah. We used to race on the streets, and I was one of the guys that used to always put up performances there. Is there a phone ringing somewhere? No. Did I put mine on silent? I hope so. It's mine.
Oh,
maybe it's my daughter again.
She's making sure that you live.
Right, there I cut it. Thank you. Sorry, everyone.
No problem.
Let's go on. So, yeah, in the late 90s, actually, in the 80s, I started racing. I started doing street racing. I'm not actually sure which year that I found Dawood and him with Southside Crew also racing the streets. But I'm sure I'm way older than you. So I was way ahead of you guys already. So this is Dawood from Southside Crew. I met him and a guy called Victor Pardell. He's a MC, one of the best MCs in South Africa for motorsport. And we became friends and we done things together. And I just learned that, using them to run some of our races at our track would be a good thing because they'll bring their own crowds, their own people. I don't have to work hard. I give it to him.
Good.
And then he takes over. Mr. Dawood.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Good
you,
morning.
man. Morning.
Welcome to it. Tell us your story, Mr. Dawood.
The story is very long. Originated from the streets, 100%. Definitely gained a lot of good people along the way. Relationships have grown over the time. We were blessed from moving from the streets onto safer grounds like West Bank Raceway. And from there it just spiraled all the way up. We've got involved in spinning, drag racing, circuit racing, oval racing, car shows, statics, etc., and it's never stopped. It's a car passion that lives within, something we love doing. It's what we wake up to every single day of our lives. It's not a by the way or once in a
And I was
blue
going to
moon.
ask that. Sorry to interject. I was going to ask that. Was you getting involved in cars? Was it a way out, or was it a form of a passion that drove you towards it?
It's that passion, and it's sort of like in the
In your blood,
veins,
yeah,
in
yeah.
the DNA. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's not something we do once in a blue moon, or I have a different job and then car passion on the other side. It's cars continuously, and it's about events and about bringing people together, bringing the youth more into the car scene, taking them away from the other elements which we'll leave out, but more drawing them in, showing them that here is something that you can do. You don't have to have a lot of money. Just get involved, show up every day, and keep doing that every day. And if you keep working at it every day, it will evolve into something bigger, better. And the most amazing thing is, like, West Bank Raceway was in existence between 2003 to 2007, and I've had over the years, of recent years, a lot of people tell me, when I was a kid, we used to come to drags and we used to watch you guys and this, that, and the other. And they followed through the passion over the years, and they've stayed concurrent. And today they are racing and they have the fastest cars around, and it's amazing to hear their stories. And it all rooted somewhere, you know.
So it's almost like a culture that you guys, a cult to say the least, that you guys have started. Until this day, people, generations have come in, they've grown, they've outgrown it, left it, they've got their own generations to be involved in it. So it's something that's been continuous. It's a passionate obsession for vehicles throughout, is what you're indicating.
Yeah, and do you know what's the beauty part is that their kids are even the ones that have gotten involved and now are racing and spinning. There's a young girl that's part of our marshal team, and she's even a spinner at this point in time, and she's growing, and her talent just keeps on rising. Where she started off and where she is today is just amazing. So it's amazing to see that growth with people along the years. And like I said, if you just keep on showing up every day, keep on doing that one thing every day, you will grow into it. It will become a bigger, better thing, as long as you don't detour from that road.
Where did you start? What age? How did you start?
Sure, that's a difficult question. I can't remember the age. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we were really young. We were sitting together and we just wanted to have some racing. So I called a few homies up and I'm like, guys, rock up, you know. We started racing. It was in the West. I think it was Industria.
Yes, the banks.
It was Industria and Nasrec. So a lot of the guys were doing a lot of spinning at that point in time at Nasrec. And we would go, of course, anything car related, we want to be a part of it, see, experience, etc. And what happened was that we sort of wanted to have our racing happening, and that wasn't happening. So I took the reins and started doing the racing. And we used to hook up on a Sunday evening, just a group of us, and that group just grew and grew and grew. And like my partner in crime, Victor Pardal, my partner in Southside Crew, he was doing the same on a Wednesday night. And although we were, both organizing racing separate nights, we would still go to each other's drags. We didn't even know each other, but we would still go because we car passionate people. And from there, it just grew into a real good bond that we carried over the years, and it's just been amazing right through.
Yeah. Off air, we were speaking about how important consistency is, and just growing your brand in terms of the numbers. We know how enthusiastic South Africans are about cars. More importantly, German cars.
There is a big passion for German cars, but honestly, I see in South Africa in its entirety, and I'm not just saying Joburg, but in South Africa in its entirety, it's true everywhere. The car passion is not restricted to just German or just Jap.
But now those Gusheshes that we're always seeing, literally everyone has a Gusheshe. Well, at least everyone that can afford one has one. Those that can't afford it either go buy it from a scrapyard and rebuild it. And it's always a VW, either a VW or a vintage BMW. It's never... I mean, I see you wearing a German versus Jap shirt there, but now if you speak about the Japanese cars, there's nothing that comes in my head as far as a vintage Japanese car. Vintage in my head is only BMW, Mercedes. Yeah, that's where we go. So
actually,
give me some education.
Let me come in here quickly.
Educate
I think you need to go to Cape Town and check what the guys...
I was about to say the same thing. You need to go to the rest of South Africa. Check out PE, check out Cape Town, because like for example, Cape Town loves their Fords. They will be spinning their Sierras and their Cortinas and Datsuns.
I don't even know those cars exist, man.
you got to understand, and I've said respectfully, we're obviously in the car scene, so you hook, line and sinker, and you sort of know what's happening all around, including the neighboring countries from Mozambique, Botswana, etc. And that's why I tell you that the car passion is not restricted to just German or something. Yes, of course, when it comes to spinning in Joburg, the main people love the E30s. It's because of what happened years before when Bubesi, funny enough, jumped out of a car. He was the first person to jump out of a car while it was spinning. At Shareworld. It was... everyone went mad. It was the most craziest thing. He was the first.
So it wasn't Magesh. I thought it was Magesh.
Bubesi, I even have a video posted on my Facebook page, and it still till today just wows me because I can remember it like it happened yesterday. Yeah, it was truly crazy, and from there it just became a thing. Like South Africans, the Joburg spinning culture is more on that E30 base, but if you look at Cape Town, it's a different kind of base. They were spinning their Sierras and Fords, back in the day even. From then, just spinning Fords until today. Like you have Eddie Rasta, for example. That guy still spins his Ford. He's not interested in building a BMW or anything else,
He's so obsessed with.
And it's an old school V6 Ford. That's what it is. A gas guzzler. Big engine.
I'm trying to imagine this vehicle. I'm trying to picture the vehicle.
I'll show you a video just now. But let me tell you something about Eddie. So every spinner has their own sort of flavor. They either tactical or stunt or whatever it is, and I salute every one of them. I don't believe there's one on top of the other type of situation. Everyone has their own sort of glory. Any which way, Eddie Rasta, he has this one video where he literally makes the Sierra dance. Literally it hops like this here and from side to side, and it's
with no hydraulics, just normal mechanics.
No, bro. No hydraulics, no nothing.
I
don't know. I can't tell you how he does it. But if you see the video, you sit there and you go, how?
Yeah.
Like, wow. And it's amazing. It's something you got to see, you got to experience. And to the listeners out there, you know, I guess everyone's got their own thing going on in life, you know. Some people play golf, some people go partying, some people do all sorts of things. But come and check out the car scene. Whether you get involved or whether you go and see spinning, drag racing, a static stance show, or circuit racing, or oval racing, go and experience the different types of cultures around, because it's interesting, and you may get the love for it that you want to end up doing something in the car scene. And if you grow that, your children will be part of that. And your children won't be going towards something else in life. They will be hook, line and sinker into the car scene.
I was going to ask you a question. Now you were speaking about the different flavors that each driver portrays while they're on the track. For somebody like me that isn't a car enthusiast or car obsessed, and I want to attend an event that you have, do I come in and get a different taste of different flavors from what the car show can provide, or are they specific? So if I'm coming to the German versus Jap show, am I coming specifically for the German and Jap? Can I not go to another stage where I'll see drag racing, for instance, where I'll see hot rod, for instance? So when I come to an event, is it an event specifically catered to German and Jap events, or is there like a variety of things to see while I'm at one of your events?
So, for example, like you're mentioning German vs. Jap, which is on the 6th of July at Johannesburg Expo Center. For example, if you're coming for that event, yes, I know it is named German vs. Jap, but what we've done is we've seen that we didn't want to exclude people. We didn't want to leave bulks of people out. You know, the guy that has his, for example, Ford or any American car or any British car, whatever. So I diversified it a bit more in terms of allowing certain areas for certain cars, makes and models of cars, to include everybody. So that would be, for example, my non-competitive park off, which will be on the Terrace 1, Terrace 2 and the Edmund parking, which houses about plus minus 1,000 cars. So there you will see a variety. When it comes to the German and Jap, I keep that restricted to the show ride, hot ride, which you'd find inside the hall, and restricted it to limbo. For those three categories, there is prize money for that. So that stays restricted just for the German and Jap entered cars. Then alongside it is the classic car show, which is part of German vs. Jap and has always been part and will be part of. And that has its own area for all the classic enthusiasts, people that want to see the 1960 whatever, you know, they get to experience all of that. In the short story, I look at it and I keep trying to see how can I bring in more people from any sort of background that will essentially fall in love with the car scene and keep them there. And when it comes to, like, for example, Quarter Mile Nation, which we're having on the 8th of June at Mzansi Speedway, for that event, yes, we are catering it alongside for the new generation software downpipe cars that run between a 10 and 13 second time bracket. But that is a variety of cars, as long as it's new gen and it sticks to that there. But for the rest, the spectators, we're welcoming everybody. You know, we kept ticket pricing at 100 Rand per person online. Kids under 12 for free. So there's no excuse for a person not to come in. Obviously, if you do come to the gate and then want to purchase your tickets, it would be 150. We try to steer people to purchase their tickets online so that we can at least cater, know the numbers of people that's coming in, and then being able to cater for those people.
Because I know, and off air, we also spoke about the challenges that you're facing with some of the online purchases. Like you can't exactly determine, or rather at the gate purchases, you can't determine, and therefore you can't necessarily cater for the numbers that were not part of the planning. So I think for a car show, or rather for a car show organizer, it becomes quite important to then push people to buy the online tickets. And we know the world is moving to more towards the online system. But now you have your car enthusiasts, you have people that have been committed to you as a business, that come there in commitment. They think, whether I don't buy it online, I can still come get it at the ticket. Now, how do you curb that mentality to say, buy online as opposed to come and buy the ticket? Because then that allows us to be able to cater for 20,000 more as opposed to the 30,000 rand, the 30,000 that have come in uncatered for, unprepared for.
So I'll give you a bit of a background quickly, and I'm going to give you a short kind of idea in your head for you to maybe sum up. If you're having a house party, okay, you having a house party a month from now, and you invite 100 people, okay, so you and your significant other is prepping up for these 100 people. These 100 people say, hey man, we coming, we there, okay. So you got enough food, refreshments, toilets, whatever, 400 people, you know, parking, etc. All of that is sorted out for these 100 people. But part of those 100 people is you invite me. When you invite me, I bring 1,000 people with me, okay? So I rock up there with my 1,000 people in my bus, and I'm like, yo bro, I'm here. And you and your significant other are going to look and you're going to be like, what the?
We invited you, not the whole busload.
Exactly. So now you're going to be short of food, you're going to be short of toilets, you're going to be short of everything, man. That party is going to be so raucous that you're not going to know what to do. After that party, you're going to sit back and think, why did I even have that party? Yeah. So if you can understand that, yes, we tried many ways to sort of go the whole online route. Last year, for the German verse chap, we tried and said, okay, listen, if you're coming, everything is only online. You know, we're not going to do no selling at the gate, etc. And unfortunately, we got burnt.
Yeah, of course, the culture, the people understand how you guys run your system, so they know, online pushes or not, I'm going to get in this event.
No. We ran tons of marketing saying you gotta only purchase your tickets through CompuTicket. You cannot be coming to the gate and buying your ticket. Yeah. Media went out. We put it everywhere. Unfortunately, because South Africa is not in that line of America or the UK or whatever, where people stick to that, they still have the mentality of, hey man, we're gonna come through.
Somehow
we're gonna come through there on the day, and we're gonna, whatever. So we had to sit back and go, hold on, that recipe did not work. We tried it. We seen it wasn't good to us. So we had to now alter that and then go back to the same thing. Is yes, we have online, and yes, you can purchase your tickets at the gate. The only difference is at the gate you're going to be paying a higher price. Yeah. So if you are price sensitive, etc., and if you really want to comply and help us, you're going to be purchasing your ticket online. The unfortunate part is that we have to keep gate tickets available at the gate so that we can actually have the event successful.
You as a businessman, you know that there will be people that will buy tickets at the gate, and it might be a higher number than those that have purchased online. So
my experience, right, with all the events we've done for the last 4 years and leading up to where we are right now, 30% only buys online. 70% still wants to come to the gate.
They want to make sure the event is happening. They want to get there, see the people, see the cars.
It's South Africa. They just wake up on a Sunday morning and say,
what are we doing today?
We're all going, Otherwise, the ones that's more advanced, they online, more. They want to see that everything is perfect.
No complications. Get there, to get inside, everything sorted.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I had it my way, whatever the number of spectators, the amount of races, all of that, when you start the event, and if I knew, for example, everyone that's is in, and they've paid, and I cater for that specific number, whatever the number is, doesn't matter. But then okay, hold on, I need that many toilets, I need that much food, that much refreshments. You know what number to work with. It's easier to do. But once you start throwing in the unknown and the variable is too large, it's very difficult, man.
So you've given us a quick historical background of who you are, what you've done. You've slightly touched on what we can expect in the next month, the next week or so. I just wanted to revise on that, so everyone that's listening right now, that's a car enthusiast that knows what's happening as far as your events for the next quarter are concerned. So I just want to do a quick revision of exactly what we can look forward to. I know there's something on the 5th of June, the 6th of June, and July as well, if I'm not mistaken. You just mentioned July.
So it is the 8th of June. Yeah, let me start from the beginning,
Yes,
and all the ways of getting in there, etc.
Sure.
But before I touch on that, you mentioned something about going to events and what to expect.
Yes, sir.
The reality is, Dawood, the reality is that experience different things. It's like, for example, if you go to, I don't know, your mother's house, you're going to have mommy's food. Mommy's food is always good. It just sits well. But then you go to your aunt's house and her cooking is also good. You eat her food and it tastes different compared to your mother's, but it's still good. You experience that. And you go to your significant other's family's house and the food is also good, but it's a different type, etc. You go to another restaurant and boom, you experience maybe Thai food, etc. The food is still good, but it's just different flavors, different ways of packing, setting it up, etc., etc. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you is go and experience different events. No matter who's hosting it, just get involved into the car scene. It's beneficial. So when it comes to my calendar in terms of what I have lined up in the near future is 3 events. We will be having much more after that, as long as Ismail over here gives me good dates there. But anyway, for that's coming up, on next week Sunday we have the Quarter Mile Nation at the Mzansi Speedway, number 7 Golden Drive. Tickets or entries is available, gate tickets is available, media applications is available. All of it goes through my website, one place, SouthSideCrew.co.za. Get involved, come through, come and enjoy the day. It's for families, it's for anyone and everyone. It's not excluding anybody. On the 6th of July, I have my German vs. Jap event. Entries are still open, everything is still open. Get involved. What you will get to see there is a variety of German vs. Jap. You will get to experience my limbo, which we've dubbed Scrape Alley. Basically, it is to see how low a car can go.
I was going to ask how.
You should see the crazy stuff that people do. I got this team from Tuning Vibes from Mozambique. They come all the way from Mozambique just for this event. And the things they do to the car to get it as low as possible, it's mind-blowing. I swear.
I saw a car
Yeah.
last week where just the top half, which is the top half of the car. So see where the windscreen is?
Yes.
That just the top half of the car. That's how low that car was.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what real it was, but it was moving.
Yeah.
So when you're saying you're in limbo, how lower can those cars get?
So basically they alter. So I have different.
There's no suspension. There's no shocks.
No. There is cars that enter that have their normal driving cars. What they do is they have coilovers and they turn the coils down to make it as low as possible. Then you get a different category, which is the street scraper category, and that is you can do anything to your car. So what they do is they alter the top shock mount so that the car can go lower. When it gets to the real in-depth competition time later in the afternoon, you got guys even knocking the roof down. Please understand that these cars are for limbo only. They're not driven on the streets, etc.
I can't, because I remember once my friend, myself and a friend got stopped by Metro cops. He came out and he said, "You're causing a ruckus. Your car is too low and it's too loud." I looked at him like, really? Is that a real thing? So
I'd love to put that on a t-shirt, man.
So you've given us 8th of June, 6th of July.
Correct.
The biggest one that you're looking forward to the most, of course, is being the German versus Jap, or both shows are as important?
Honestly, Quarter Mile Nation, Mzansi Speedway, I really need you to come to the venue. And the word in the street is everybody wants to come through. They know what's happening. They've seen the marketing for it. And may God bless us with that event, because I do believe that it is going to be jam-packed. Whatever God allows us, so be it. We will go forth with it. But I do believe that it's going to be huge. We've taken extra precaution for parking. So we have our normal spectator parking. We've put in a plan B. Basically, if that it gets too full, what we'll do is we'll reroute some cars to a different gate to allow more spectators to come in. We're working on a plan C to allow even more cars to park in if we get that full. And like I said, may God bless us, keep us in your prayers for that event. We really want this event to be amazing, because Mzansi Speedway is the next best thing that has ever hit Africa. In terms of the venue, it is beautiful. We do not have currently any drag strip that is that wide. The facility is in its infant stage, but however, though, it is already looking so promising. I cannot wait for it to be completed in its entirety, where we could actually be blown away. And I do believe that Quarter Mile Nation is going to be good, and hopefully your listeners, please come through, get your tickets online, SouthSideCrew.co.za. It is only 100 Rand to come in. And like I said, kids under 12 for free. So it's really great.
Definitely a good day to have the kids out. If they're going to be bored at home, it's definitely a good place to come get some education. So 100%. I'd like to give a shout out to you for that. What we'll try to do is on our side also, we'll try to post some of the ticket purchasing links. So at least our listeners that want to be exposed to a different environment, to a different industry, can get their hands on some of your tickets. I think personally, it's possibly an event I would like to attend just for the sake of knowledge, just for the sake of experience, and just to know what it is that the car enthusiasts really enjoy. I mean, I have a car, but I'm never really underneath my car and thinking, oh, what does this do? And I think being in an environment like that almost allows you to learn automatically as to how these cars function and how the obsession for cars are in the country. So I'd like to give you a big shout out for that. I think you're really doing well for motorsport in the country, and aligning yourself with Ismail Peck, I think is possibly the greatest thing you can do.
Well, we do have a good relationship, and it's definitely been a very long time. We actually used to race together. Seska, we were blessed enough to race in a team. It was one of the best years of my life, to be honest. When I was racing, I still remember that like it happened yesterday. So may we continue riding this wave forward in a great, amazing way.
All the best. I wish you guys all the best on this long journey. It's going to be a long journey, but definitely one with we're taking the trip with Mr. Ismail Peck. I want to let you go, but I know you got something to say. Before I let you go, any parting words from you from Womza?
Guys, our quarter mile is out in Benoni on the East Rand. We're going to be hosting lots of events. Most of our events will be through Southside Crew. We're going to be hosting also a few others with other groups. We don't want to leave anyone out in the cold. We want this quarter mile that's on the streets to come off the streets and onto the track in a safe environment. And this is why we built the place, is to get people off the streets and get you in a safe environment. And people that don't know how to do it, you can always contact us. You know our Facebook, you know my Facebook, you just go into Ismail Peck and you'll find me all over.
Wow. And you could search Mr. Live too, because
he's also that guy.
Anyway, yes, carry on.
And so this weekend we're having at Mahem Raceway, we're having oval racing. It's just a normal club event. Next weekend is at Potties, our national hot rods again. It's the second round, and that's going to be big. It's always big, the national hot rods. And then thereafter is Dawood's next event, German versus Jap.
Yeah.
But for now, guys, let's work on the 8th, next week, Sunday. We kept it for a Sunday. Dawood explained to me, let the guys take all their wives shopping on a Saturday. Take them out, movies, whatever. Remember, you spend at the movies just for one ticket for 2 hours, what, 200, 300 bucks?
A lot more, 600 Rand.
600.
Yeah,
now you're paying 100 bucks.
Movie, yeah.
100 bucks for the whole
one
day.
Ticket, yeah.
Imagine where you get that entertainment for 100 bucks for the whole day.
Definitely something for the kids and the family to come and enjoy.
And the plus side is, it is the cars that you love seeing. Your M3s, your M4s, your TTRS, your all these pocket rockets, software down pay. downpipe cars, you know, all these new generation cars, which is what the youth want to see today. That's what's going to be amazing.
It's going to be perfect.
100%.
Of course, also taking place on our Youth Month, which is June. So it really, I think you've touched on it quite perfectly. Hopefully, the event turns out as well as you've expected it to. Ticket sales, hopefully, the numbers are a lot more than what you've prepared for as well. But I'd like to wish you all the best for that. Of course, during closer to the time, we might get some further insight as to how ticket sales are going, as to what attendance you're expecting, and pretty much Bogart Radio's involvement in the event. I think it's something that we would like to be involved in, something that we would like to be a media coverage in that sense, just to show our continuous collaboration and participation as far as our motorsports is concerned in the country.
Well, since you're going to be there, I would love for you to apply through my media application under SouthSideCrew.co.za, please, so that you can lead all the people
to that side. 100%. I think that's possible. That's going to be good for business on your side, but more importantly, just good for communication from anyone else that wants to be part of a prestigious event such as your own. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time this morning. I really, really appreciate it. Mr. Ismail Peck, always a wonderful pleasure to have you in the building. That Aston Martin, I'm taking it home. I'm requesting Uber Black for you. So thank you for that kind gesture. Once again, Dawood, Dawood, I would like to wish you all the best for all the events that you have coming up. I'll be seeing you very, very, very soon. So thank you so much for coming in today. I appreciate it.
Thank you, my brother. Much appreciated.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That was, of course, Mr. Dawood himself and Mr. Ismail Peck coming in, giving us some insight to what we can expect in the world of motoring. Of course, Womza being at the helm of leading what motoring SA is right now, really, really at the forefront. And just curbing, just educating and giving us knowledge as far as our motorsports is concerned. Literally, I've been on this chair for about 4 weeks with Mr. Ismail Peck, and my knowledge for motorsport has grown exponentially. So I'd like to thank you for equipping me with that knowledge, and I trust you'll give me more as our time proceeds. Thank you so much, gentlemen. All the best for everything else you have planned for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.